Hello everybody, welcome to end of day update. This is September 1st, first day of trading day in September, and you can see let's start with NDX, and you can see NDX. Let me get this indicator here, weekly chart. Let's look at high level time frame. You can see what happened here. If I zoom out, and this is NDX chart in bull market, focus on my cursor here. You can see green lines and red lines. We always come in between these lines before we go higher, gather energy, get between here, go higher, come back, gather energy. This was in 2013. All bull market, you can see we go between green and red lines and then we bounce. Okay, you can see here go in bounce, and this was like a quick bear market. Then again, this bull market started in 2016, went below, gathered energy here, then bounced. Now same thing here, went below, gathered energy, bounce, gather energy, bounce. And again, this again bull market in 2019, which was the shortest, and you can see gather energy bounce, and then again pump. You can see the pattern is same. So now again this bear market ended and now we are here again. Okay, so you can see what happened here. We came in between and then we bounce, and worst case we can come back if that's also possible, but this could be the low. But worst case, we need to be mindful that this red line, which is now moving higher on a weekly basis, that's our the worst case is 14 or 39. But the best case is we have already seen the bottom and now we're getting higher, and we might be going to overtake this previous high around 16,800. Okay, so that's what I think we are going. And let me get rid of this indicator. Let me add another indicator, which is this moving averages, and you can see we are above all moving averages on NASDAQ. Now we are back testing triple Qs, which is NASDAQ cash index. You can see this was the trend line. We now broke above it. Today we were just doing back test, and now we're getting ready to go higher. If I go to 1 hour chart, let me hide this. Let me hide regular trading sessions. So you can see here, this is what we have. We have two gaps. You can see this 1 hour gap around 1st of August, which downgrade, and then this another gap down, which was not filled on 1 hour. So two gaps are our target on triple Qs, 385 and 382.76. So from today's close, the first gap is around 1.37, other gap is around 2% away. Okay, so that those are what I'm targeting. And even if you get a pullback, right today it looks like it came and tested the support. Let me bring this EMA lines back. You can see today we are just back testing this breakout. Even you can go a little bit more lower where these moving averages are now starting to move up. We can find support here around 370s, and then we're gonna go higher. Okay, so no matter we might be done now, or we could go a little bit lower and then we go higher, but we're heading higher. And on S&P 500 SPY, that gap, similar story. We can still can go a little bit more lower. That's quite possible, but we don't have to. But if we do go lower, that could be our support line. And now you can see these all these moving averages are stacking to the upside, so we can still go a little bit lower. That's quite possible. If not, we are heading higher. And the targets on SPY is 456.18. If I go to 1 hour chart, you can see here, if I hide this indicator, you can see the gap here. So it looks like we're heading higher to fill this gap. Okay, so these are my targets. And Dow Jones today also looks like this gap is still not filled. If I go to 1 hour chart, you can see here this gap here, which was on 15th of August, still not filled. So those are my target. I think we're getting heading higher. So this could be a higher low before we go higher. IWM Russell 2000, it filled few gaps. You can see there were two gaps here, one gap here, and then one gap here from August 14th, and then this gap was here from August 11th. These two gaps are filled. Now there is a gap to the downside. I'm not sure it's gonna fill now. If it comes back on Monday, it could come and fill this gap, and then we head higher. But IWM is also holding this trend line very nicely, which is Russell 2000 trend line. Any tags of this support, look to buy before we go higher. All right. And let's quickly look at gold. Gold is finding resistance where it should. You can see massive resistance here, so we can sell off. There is a gap here. If I go zoom in a bit, you can see this gap, slight little gap here. If I go to 1 hour chart, maybe you can see it clearly. Let me try to find that. Let's see, where did it go. Let's see here, zoom back in. Okay, you can see here 1 hour chart. zoom in, you can see here this gap, slight gap here around 1870. That gap will be filled, so just be mindful of that. And looking for that as a potential target. It can go a little bit more lower, fill this gap, and then go higher. All right. Silver, a little bit of dip. It can come all the way down if required, but that will be also another nice tag of this trend line before it goes higher. So I don't know how where this dip will end. Let's see, but it's by the dip on silver. Natural gas up 0.27%. You can see holding this trend line very, very nice. Any dips on this trend line look to buy. Crude oil massive breakout. You can see this was massive breakout. So now this became support. Today it broke out of all the resistances. So now the next possible resistance is we have to draw now here. So this whole area here, this is the next resistance now. It's just this looks like it's trying to go there now. So let me make it green. So this is green. So now this one became this became green because now this uh, resistance became support, and now we're heading for our next resistance. If I bring all the moving averages back on, you can see here. It's now above all the moving averages. So uh, yeah, it looks like it's heading for a breakout. All right, dollar. You can see again finding resistance where it should. You can see it also looks like an inverse head and shoulder, but it's right on the resistance trend line. And if I delete this, you can see here this is where we should see dollar getting weak, uh, and uh, and this is the area. Okay, this is the area where it should be selling off before going lower. So if it breaks out and there's a gap here, I think there's a target here 106. If it breaks out, goes there, that's going to be very bearish for stock market and gold. Okay, Bitcoin. Let's see, did it make equal low? Looks like it's about to make equal lows. It made a new low with, is there any divergence? Yeah, a little bit of divergence, made an equal low, lower low. So small time frame are showing a little bit of divergence on, you can see here like this, little bit of divergence on RSI and PPO, and on daily chart also, you can see here, let me hide this. Can see on the support right now on the support breaking below this support a little bit, but now it looks like end of day they're recovering it, holding this support trend line. So keep an eye on this. One thing to note on Bitcoin is I have this green buy signal here. Also green line is above red line, so as long as that's there, it still looks like it's on support, and still I haven't seen red dot. So until you see red dot, this is still good. Okay, red dot is sold on. Even Ethereum is same thing. Green line is above red line. I haven't seen a selling dot. So let's see. Also, Ethereum is holding this trend line. This is support. So you should be looking to buy on support, not on resistance. If this thing hold, we could see a massive pump to the upside. All right. And let's quickly look at gold and gold miners. This is the biggest Newmont mine, biggest gold stock right on the support area. Okay, and gold miners looking for a pullback. This is a gap here. It could come all the way down, fill this gap. That will be a good area to buy higher low before going higher. And let's quickly look at commodities. Copper, massive pump and then gave all back. Look to buy if it comes back. Let's buy the dip. Palladium again in the buy zone, support zone. You can see downward sloping channel, broke out with higher momentum on PP and RSI, and now looking good back in support line. Wheat is also on the back testing this trend line. You can see bullish falling wedge with higher momentum on PPO and RSI. Broke out one, broke out two, back testing this. Corn, you can see also trying its best, but until it goes above this 5.2, do not be bullish yet. Soya beans also on this support line. You can see broke out, gone down, broke out now again in the support. So looking to go higher from here right in the support line. Sugar breakout here. You can see that's a breakout of this resistance, and sugar is looking bullish. So yeah, nothing bad here. Let's look at stock market, and let's look at Apple. Apple up 0.85, still did not close the gap. Go to 1 hour chart. Still gap is stall filled. That's our target. So still 190.66 is our target, and there's another gap around 195.21. Still, I'm looking for those two targets to meet. And we might have to draw another trend line now on Apple. Let's see if we can draw something with this new data. Not a lot right now. This was bullish falling wedge, so we can delete this. Broke down of a wedge, and now we have to make something new. Uh, so we'll go with this for now. Okay. Tesla down 5%, but again back on this trend line, support, support, support. This is a fake out move, broke out. Now again on this trend line, everything is good. You buy on a trend line. Microsoft is below this trend line. If it recovers, there are multiple gaps on the yellow to fill. Google also higher. If it comes back on this trend line, there's a gap here, 132. Look to buy on the gap fill. Meta, Facebook also holding this trend line very nicely here. You can see, so target is this gap 322. Amazon is flat. Again, back on this trend line yesterday, came back on, holding this trend line, which is very good. Netflix again on this trend line as well, holding this trend line very nicely, looking for a gap fill there on 475. And Snowflakes, multiple gaps to the upside. Those are targets. Nvidia just cooling down, and we might need to draw a trend line on Nvidia. Let's see if we can draw one, because looks like a lot of data is available now. Let's see this one trend line here. Can we draw something like this? I don't have anything here, but I'll leave it there. So there's, you can see this trend line, there's a lot of room to come down, but as of now, uh, let's bring in moving averages. You can see finding support right here near the gap fill around 436. That's also another target for Nvidia. AMD trying its best. Let me hide this because it becomes very complicated and confusing. AMD trying its best to get above this trend line. You can see support broke down, trying its best. If it recovers, that's going to be very bullish. Toronto Stock Exchange, bullish move. It left a gap. It will be filled. I don't know when, but as of now, looking very bullish. Hang Seng Index still struggling to go above this resistance around 18,900-ish area. So until that happens, it recovers that. Still bearish. Bond market looks like on divergence. You can see PPO is on divergence here, going lower, and you can see here we have some divergence. PPO is going higher, price is going lower. You can see even on this RSI is going higher. So this is buy the dip. Look to buy. These are also now in the lot of. This is support, which is becoming a resistance now. So it's trying its best to close above that. Okay, let's see. Let's try to look at some of the zone, or let's look at VIX. VIX closed all the gap to the downside, which is bad news for stock market, because VIX might be consolidating now before it goes higher. So we might be seeing a top in stock market maybe early next week. And once those gaps are filled, you should be looking to take profits and sit on cash for this indicator, which I'll show you now, to go back in the buy zone. All right. So right now, this indicator is telling me we are in a neutral zone. S&P 500, it's closing on a neutral zone, right near the white line. Upside targets are 45.74, and then resistance are 45.37, and buy zone is 44.90. You have to wait for futures to come back here to buy S&P 500, NASDAQ 100. Same thing, closed in the neutral zone. A lot of upside. 15,701 is my target to the upside, and then 15,377 is the downside. Dow Jones also in the neutral zone. 34,991 is the upside. 34,677 target to the downside. Russell 2000 is near sell zone here. So if it goes above 1923, look to sell here. Gold is near neutral zone. 1948 and above, sell. 1934 and below, look to buy. Silver is coming closer to buy zone. 23.89 and below, look to buy. Natural gas is in the neutral zone. 22.87 and up, look to sell. Crude oil is in the sell zone near third standard deviation. Very good time to short, in my opinion. And dollar is also in the sell zone. So I think short term, I think dollar will sell on Monday, Tuesday, and then gold and US 100, NASDAQ and S&P 500 will go high. Bitcoin will also go high on Monday, Tuesday, and Bitcoin is in the buy zone. Ethereum is also in the buy zone short term. And let's look at stocks. Short term, Apple is in the sell zone. Tesla is still did not touch buy zone. If it goes below 239.99, look to buy. Microsoft in the neutral zone, Google in the neutral zone, and Meta neutral zone, Amazon near sell zone, Netflix near sell zone, Snowflakes near neutral and sell zone, Nvidia near neutral zone, AMD near sell zone. All right, and wheat is in the buy zone, just as the buy zone end of day. Palladium in the neutral zone. Let's see if anything major sell off. Gold miners in the neutral zone. Newmont mine in the neutral zone as well. Let's see any sectors. XLU in the buy zone. XLV also very close to buy zone. Let's see Disney. Disney is in the buy zone. UPS in the buy zone. McDonald's just jumping from the buy zone. Let's see what else is here. Uber in the sell zone. Verizon, sell zone, TELUS, neutral zone, Bell is in the buy zone, Costco in the neutral zone, Walmart near sell zone, Coca-Cola in the buy zone, biggest healthcare provider, UNH is in the buy zone. Let's see what else is here. X, this is Toronto Stock Exchange near neutral zone. All banks are bouncing finally. National Bank is still in the buy zone. CM is bouncing from the buy zone. And all American banks are also bouncing. Goldman Sachs in the neutral zone, Citigroup neutral zone, JP Morgan is also in the near neutral zone. Okay, I think that's about it. Let's see anything else. TTD in near neutral zone, Riot near buy and neutral zone, below 10.63 is the buy zone. I don't see anything else very interesting. Target also not that interesting. Zoom is also not interesting. Let's see. Shopify had a massive pump yesterday, around almost 8%. Again in the sell zone. This is a good time to take profits. Okay, guys. So again, US 500 on Monday. Look to sell on this cap fill. NASDAQ look to sell around 1571. Okay, guys, if you like the content, please subscribe. And there is a free Discord channel if you want to chat. You can talk to me directly on your favorite stocks. There's a link in the description. Just subscribe. And I also provide quick charts from my phone very quickly on the zones in the group, so it's very easy to share that time. Okay, guys, have a good weekend. And on your way out, please hit the like button. I'll see you later, maybe over the weekend. Take care. Bye.